Monday, August 8th, 2016. I'm Echo 64 here, home of alternative economics and contrarian views. I want to talk about the Donald Trump speech at the Detroit Economic Club earlier today. It was entitled Trump Full Economic Plan. The main point I got from this speech that will affect and impact the United States and the whole world if Donald Trump goes on to win the elections in November is that basically he's declared war on globalism or globalization or the New World Order, because it's the New World Order that's been behind globalization, as you all know. Well, all of you who are awake and listen to the alternative media. So in this speech, he said that the new ideal for the United States is going to be Americanism and not globalism. And that's very clear to me. Apart from that, the four main pillars of his plan are taxation, trade, regulation, and energy. Taxation, he said, is going to be a new, a real revolution, in the tax code and taxation, the biggest since the Reagan era in the 1980s. He's going to cut corporate taxes from 35 to 15%. He's going to eliminate carried interest deductions, which help mainly Wall Street, hedge funds, private equity firms, and people like him. He admitted it helps people like him, and it could save billions and billions of dollars, actually, for the U.S. Treasury. He will also eliminate the death tax, as the Americans call it. In the UK, it's called the inheritance tax. What else is he going to do in terms of taxation? Yeah, he's going to allow big American corporations who have like trillions abroad in cash, I think about 3 trillion, to bring that money back, and there will be a 10% tax on that. So yes, he's against globalization, which will hurt a lot of American firms, but he's given them the incentive to come back and produce in the United States, lower corporate taxes. But he wants to eliminate the unfair practices of corporations who just close, plants in the United States and go somewhere else in the world and build that plant there and get labor at a fraction of the cost. It's not only happening in the United States, but everywhere else in the developed world. And even in the developing world, some developing countries are losing, factories or production to some even more underdeveloped countries. So that's the gist of the taxation. Regulation, he's going to cut regulation and red tape to help small and medium-sized businesses. Makes sense to me as well. He's going to In trade, he's going to renegotiate NAFTA. He's going to try to, he's going to renegotiate trade with China. The China trade is where the United States gets most, the biggest chunk of its trade deficit. So those were the main planks, the 4 points there of his economic plan. But in my opinion, the fact that the main focus is America, and he also says he wants American wealth and jobs to be protected and American wealth to come back to the United States. So you could argue we might go back to how the world was in the 50s, 60s, and to an extent early 70s before the fall of the Bretton Woods system. It wasn't such a bad place in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. I don't know if we can go back, but that's what it seems to me. There's going to be more control of capital under a Trump presidency. That's if he wins. So one aspect of the speech, this declaration against the New World Order, or, the big corporations and the big banks and the central banking system that we've got now, is that it's breaking the old axiom that was kind of created, or, it comes from the 19th century. Rothschild, Amschel Rothschild said back then that he didn't care who controlled, who made the rules and regulations in each specific nation, as long as he controlled the money. So it looks like they might lose that, stranglehold on nations and the lawmakers of nations. The money system that we've got now, the New World Order financial system could be under threat. And the only reason why it's under threat is because, Trump has been able to get as far as he has in this race for president, and he's not beholden to special interests or lobbyists, as they call it. And he does mention in his speech that Hillary Clinton is 100% bought and paid for by the globalists. So very interesting speech. I'm not an American. I'm observing. I'm just telling you as it is, how I see it. So if you enjoy my videos, please like, share, and subscribe. And you can also donate to my channel. I've got a Bitcoin address below in the description, and also a link to Patreon. So yeah, to summarize, a Trump victory could not only change the United States, it could change the whole world. And it will, it will take time to see if it's going to be for the better or not. But it can't get worse than what the world is in, and the condition the world is in nowadays. There's so many imbalances and so much, imbalances, not only, in the economy and finance, but also in society. So that's the Trump speech there. So take care. Bye.